of Croke Park were closed on a capacity crowd of nearly 86,000 people who waited for the big game in the bright sunshine of another Sunday in a long, hot summer. On son hánig uachtarán na Héireann a hailte éimeann de Valera, agus a dún tamil vig hí na fuireann sínsir Kerry agus Galway sa bhór hiúil. The Kerry team on the left of the screen was led by Mick O'Connell, Jeremy O'Shea, Dwyer, McAuliffe and Sean Murphy, while Sean Purcell, Frank Evers and Michael McDonagh were in front for Galway. Then the national anthem. GAA President Dr. Stewart starts the big game. The ball is broken down to Sean Purcell, who puts punch into Galway's first attack. But the strength of the Kerry backs was immediately obvious, and this was only the first of many offensives which foundered on the half-back line. Brilliant right half-back Sean Murphy kicks to full forward John Dowling, who gets the first score of the game. Kerry 1 point, Galway 0. And 1 minute later, from a Tom Long pass, Dowling had increased the Munster men's lead. Kerry 2 points, Galway 0. These intense spectators may have thought they could discern the writing on the wall, but it was early yet, and from a Sean Purcell pass, Frank Evers rushed through for a great goal to put Galway in the lead by 1 point. Now the West awake. Dan McAuliffe takes a free, but the result was only a wide. John Dowling catches the ball. He passes to Paddy Sheehy. Then Tom Long tries to field it, but again the ball goes wide. At the other end, Sean Purcell points a 21-yard free to stretch the Galway lead to 2 points. Right full forward Dave Geaney moves in for Kerry. Greally tackles him, but Dan McAuliffe comes over from the left to give a hand. He shoots, Jimmy Farrell saves it, but John Dowling seems to take it right out of his hands, and John Dowling is fouled. So Dan McAuliffe points his second free to leave only 1 point between the teams. Kerry continued to press, but Dave Geaney shot another Kerry wide, one of 10 Kerry wides in the first half. The much-vaunted Kerry midfield of Michael O'Connell and Seamus Murphy had to give way in the early stages to Galway's Frank Evers and Mattie McDonagh. But if Kerry had been weak at midfield, they boasted an almost impenetrable half-back line of Sean Murphy, Kerry and Michael Dwyer. When Tygline scored a point from a free, the teams were level, and so they went off at half-time. Ok Goraw da cover Megan Sus. Ceap Morandi na Gorev Muinta Kerry ag imar the Wadney's far, agus Gomeach on Buacha in Nera the Dollar. Jim Young got possession at the breakaway after the start of the second half, but Paddy Sheehy was taken down by Kissan a minute later, and Tygline put Kerry into a lead, which they never subsequently lost. Michael Dwyer takes a Kerry free in the shadow of the New Hogan stand. It goes to Michael O'Connell. O'Connell passes to Tygline. Jimmy Farrell punches it out. Then fullback Mead helps to clear. But again under the ball is Paddy Sheehy, number 12. He shoots, but it just skirts the post. Galway's Sean Purcell passes to Frank Stockwell. Stockwell into Garrett. Now just watch this narrow escape for Kerry. Coming from the left is Mattie McDonagh. Up to Joe Young. But Young shoots wide. And very much to the disgust of this follower, who seems to think he could have done much better himself. Here's Joe Young again, and this time he fists a Galway point. But Kerry were not now to be stopped, and Mick O'Dwyer added this neat point immediately after Don McAuliffe's first goal. And here comes McAuliffe's second goal. John Dowling gathers about 50 yards out, sends it high into the goal mouth, Jimmy Farrell catches it, but here comes McDonagh from the right, and Kerry are well on their way to their 19th All-Ireland title. But Galway continued to fight. Frank Stockwell rounds Niall Sheep. But Stockwell is eventually stopped near the goal line. Then Sean Purcell, desperately seeking a goal, gambled on the ball being returned to him like this. But he shot too high and only scored a point. The midfield battle was, if anything, still going in Galway's favour. But there was always that tireless wonderman, Sean Murphy, to contend with in the Kerry half-back line. And time after time, Sean's long kicks set Kerry's forwards massing into the Galway goal line. Colin pulls at Paddy Sheehy's jersey, but Sheehy gets it to John Dowling. John is regarded as equally dangerous and a free result. This time, Tiggy Lyon, who was married on the previous day, hits the post. Out to the far wing, but back it comes again. Mead clears for Galway. Up to centre field, where Lade, number 13, moves it out. Out to Sean Purcell. Purcell rounds Dwyer, but again, this attack was of no avail. Frank Evers to Lade. But yet another Western effort finishes outside the post. These last few scenes show that at least some of the spectators considered the game won and lost at this stage. But there was no slackening of pace until the final whistle. What we mean Kerry Huntagonish, agus Kegar Fridge Pelidori na Galway Godino Hustera, Viasaku agus Egg Koch, Mandakaso, got a beat in the Firo Kuigamun, the Pelidori Bar on Law Ship. And true to form, the player in the gap to repulse Galway's last attack was man of the match, Sean Murphy. As Murphy's kick reached Tom Long, referee John Dowling, no relation to the Kerry full forward, of course, sounded the final whistle, which ended the match, and which assuredly also was only the starting signal for the jubilant celebrations which the confident Kerry men had arranged before they even came to town.